Psalms 23 says, Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And sometimes we got to speak life into our situations. We got to speak life into every area of our life, especially when we don't have a lot of things going right, a lot of hope. And you got to take that peace with you, especially when you thinking in the middle of the night about your life and what you didn't do and choices you made and the conversations you have with people that didn't go right. You got to know that you're doing the best that you can. And if you get to wake up every single day and plant your feet on the ground, just know somebody is always looking up to you. Yeah, on my travels, I try to be a light. I try to pour back into others and give people some inspiration, and people do the same for me. So that's where I get it from. Once I'm able to run the race, I spread that, and I continue to run the race with others. That's why we help each other get where we're going. Sometimes I think of it like us being on a train, sitting at a train station, and sometimes we get on the train, sometimes we get off it. But as we do that, we find people in passing, and those people come into our lives for a reason, even if it's just for a moment. And sometimes those little moments make a big difference in people's lives, especially spreading kindness or being able to be there for others. Sometimes you never know how much you're doing for somebody, and sometimes you do know, but we second guess it, and we're like, nah, I'm not gonna speak that word into somebody. Or like me, like, nah, I'm not about to sit here and listen to, that little nudge to sit down and do a video. But I did listen. That video comes through me as information that I feel like a lot of people need, especially when it's spiritual. But even if it's not spiritual and it's just like simple, as long as we can keep going, as long as we have people around us that, even if they're strangers, we got people around us that lift us up, we can continue to run the race, because it gets hard. I just lost my grandpa, and it's hard. This morning I was kind of feeling down about it, but I reached out. My family, I deal with depression, but when I get real uneasy, I make sure I reach out. I push myself to reach out, and I pray about it. Get people in my life, get people around you. And if you ain't got people around you, find some people online, whether it's through a video like this or TikTok or whatever, or just go about your day, spread a nice message, tell somebody they look like $1 million. No, I don't do that. But tell somebody that, I'm glad that you were here. I'm glad for your presence. Even if it's like a cashier, somebody, and, they serve you. Thank you for serving me, Try to put people back where they need to be, and the energy will come back to you.